Well, I am still processing this day. We have an arrest in the Idaho 4 case. Brian Koberger. Okay. So we're going to discuss. I learned so much already. Woo, for real. Okay. I'm going to come up to topside with you. And if you are on replay, stay tuned. We are going to be doing a walkthrough on some of the things we saw that still haven't been answered and some of the things that we saw that have been answered, and really look at what the readings have meant to us so far and how close were we, how much more could we have got out of the readings. But what we're doing is next. We are definitely checking what is next, right? Because more information is about to like hit, and it's going to be like every direction all over the place for a little while. It's going to get absolutely like popcorn popping, okay? And I know this, I can feel this. So I started to upload. Y'all saw me yesterday. Actually, it was the day before yesterday, 2 days ago. I got off the suspect kind of trail trying to figure out who the killer was. And I honed in on what did the cops know. And I put it out there as a live that was going to come up. And then I postponed it for another day because I kept feeling like something big was coming, something big. I wish I would have just went with it and told you what I was feeling, but I didn't. So now I've learned. But remember, I've been putting posts for the last 5 days that there would be a stillness. Like we kept getting that lake with the still water, and I kept saying there's a stillness. And then I kept showing you that tsunami card, and I'm like, it's a big, like, and I kept saying it's a piece of something tangible, and I kept saying it's tangible, like real on the 3D world is going to come up, and it's going to set it on its ear. It's going to be, and I said, a media tsunami. And we got the tsunami card again and again. And I kept saying, we haven't seen that yet. Let's see what we got. And then I'm like, oh, stillness for another day. But it's still coming. And now look where we sit on day 5. Just like, wow. So score 1 for the beginning process of trying to find out if this is the right guy or not. Okay. Everybody is innocent until proven guilty. And I do respect that. But I want to come up to topside and let me know what you guys are thinking. What is your process on this guy, the alleged suspect, the suspect, I guess now we can say suspect, that they have arrested is a man that is between 25 to 28 years old. I haven't confirmed that yet. His birthday is in November. Let's see. His name was Brian. Okay, so we had Brian come up in our spirit box readings, which is weird. And it said college. It said Brian in college, and that's all we got. So we didn't know. But there's a lot out there to really think about. It's going to take us a lot to unpack all of this. And plus, we're just going to get buried with more information. Think of it as going into your little sister's bedroom where she hasn't cleaned her room in about 2 years. That's what's going to come out. We're going to find some things that are worthy of keeping over the next few days. Be like, yep, this was right. We were right on. And we're going to learn through the process of understanding the story. And we're really going to get a lot more when the probable cause is released on from Idaho, right? So when he's extradited back to Idaho from wherever he is, I think he was in the Poconos, Poconos, and I was all doing that reindeer stuff, whatever. I know, such a reach, but it just dawned on me. Okay, so I've got to find out how you guys are feeling. There was some emails sent to me immediately by Jenny, actually by lots and lots of you. So I'm not gonna throw it out there. We'd be here all night, but I just want to say thank you to those of you that emailed me. There was quite a few. All right, let's get over here. Hey, Bruiser Bites. I live an hour from Moscow. Kaylee was our neighbor, and Brian would have driven right by my house on freeway going to Pennsylvania. Small world. Stacy Keck, I think he is a real sicko. Kathy McCallie, hello, everyone. What a day. The answers came from the stars today. Remember, you guys, I've been going on like 4 days yesterday, for quite a few days. I even been putting community posts. Scroll back. And then I was like, okay, it's got to be coming. It's got to be coming. And when I got the news, I was like, there it is. Immediately, I drew out my cards. I will tell you ahead of time, when I said, is this the real deal? Do we have one of the right guys? And I said one of because I still don't know at this point. He did make a comment, and I think he has studied a bunch of serial killers like Gacy, like Bundy. I think he has studied serial killing because he asked, just like Gacy, he asked, were there any other arrests? That's like, to me, that's a play. That's a play. So it means that he set this crime up to appear as though it's two different killers, but it's probably only one. And that's why we kept saying, is this a person that has some sort of split personality? I think he did something. And I think that's just me intuitively. I think we either have two killers, or he legitimately set this up to appear as though it's two different killers. In other words, a knife in each hand, so that you get a left hand and a right hand, right? If he's the one that did it. Hey, Deborah Martino Lewis. In my opinion, I think the killer had help, and there's a lot more to come out, allegedly, right? Laura McLoy says, I watch her videos. Oh, yeah. I'm not even going to talk about the TikToker. I had to learn the hard way that you don't, like, I never said this person is the killer. I lock in on them. I would say things like, this person I feel strongly could be seriously of interest. They feel suspect to me, right? But I always use the words I feel or I think, because I am always giving you my personal opinion based on what I believe the cards say. Now, on top of all this tsunami of information that is starting, because it's a tidal wave, tsunami, it comes in like, oh my gosh, a tsunami's here, but it doesn't stop, right? It floods to the point you're inundated. You can't hardly keep it. You've got to go to high ground, and you've got to sort it out. So we're going to get very, very cloudy very quickly. And so we're going to have to stay focused. Now, Mama D, I'm very kind unless you go after me directly. If you hit a personal nerve, like you personally point me out in public, in my own comments, on my own channel, and call me out, I will call you out too. That's the way I work it. So if you want to get personal, you can tell me you think my opinion stinks, and I'm good. You can be like, I totally think you're crazy. I believe this way, and I'm good. But don't call me out and call me a liar. Don't call me out and say I'm all wrong and not expect me to defend myself, because I will. And I will do it publicly, because you chose to not email me, but to put it in my public forum. Thank God I read all the comments, even if it takes me forever. I do that because I like all the hundreds and hundreds of supportive ones. But this is getting some time here. Billy Bridle, 1 hour ago. Well, now 2 hours. Wow, you were wrong again in all the sus. So I wrote. I did a reading on many individuals and never said any one of them was the killer. I expressed the message of the cards reading the killer's energy. King of Swords, meaning King of Knives, possible law student or security guard is what I said. He's both. I also kept getting school, college, and he graduated in 2022 as a criminal law, in the criminal law field. I also kept getting sibling, family cards. And it's said by some that his sister lives next door to 1111 22 King Road where he visited. There is a lot Spirit got right, and perhaps you need to pay closer attention to my readings before you judge so quickly. Open your mind and close your mouth for a while. You might find out that you can learn from Spirit. Furthermore, I made several posts over the last 5 days announcing that something, quote, tangible was coming in the Idaho 4 case, and it would cause a media tsunami. Spirit delivered quickly, and you can now leave as you are not welcome here. So, you can either leave, or when this is over, I will go find you and I'm kicking you to the curb, because you do not revel if somebody is wrong anyway. The goal of this is not to be right. It's to find who did this. And we did. So kiss my ass and don't even think that we care anymore what you think. Because I don't like that. If you're going to be all negative and you're going to be like personal about shit, you are not welcome here. We do not allow that. That is a personal attack. It is bullying and it is wrong. So skedaddle with you. Now, to all of you that have been so supportive of me, I want to say humbly thank you to you. You guys continue to inspire me. I have been on anxiety, which I never get anxiety. I've had anxiety for like 3 days. Like I could not come on. I'm like, I couldn't focus. I've been working on my project on the back line because I'm coming out with a new deck of tarot cards. And these are actual tarot cards, which are very in-depth. They are for you guys. So I've been focused on that, but I have been all over the place. And I am so glad we have this tangible evidence. Now I understand when I get that antsy and I know tangible evidence is coming, that it's much bigger than I originally thought, because I thought we were going to get a witness is what I thought. So I'm pleasantly surprised by the universe. I'm so happy that we have some peace of mind for some people, right? And this is the day where we're laying some of the victims through the process of releasing them to the other side in a ceremony, right? A celebration of life, if you will. And it is 12:30. We had one more day and we would have been in 2023. If this was 49 days, which I don't know if it is, but somebody told me it was 49 days, that boils down to the 4 plus the 9 is a 13. That's the day they were murdered on. If the arrest actually took place at 2:44 a.m., that says a lot, because the 2 plus the 4 plus the 4 is a 10, and it closes the cycle. Now, one thing I'm very curious on, that we're going to get into the reading on too, and is we're going to be looking at the next few days, especially reviewing parts of the readings where it was just what there was about the killer, right? We still don't know what the barn means. What does the farmland mean? This rural community, we don't know yet. What does the barn in that rural farmland mean? And we kept saying, is it a cabin? Is it a cabin? We'll find out. Did he hide out in a cabin? Is that why we were getting that when we'd say, where is this dude? And we kept getting that, farm, right? To see about hunting lodge somewhere, because we kept getting hunting lodge. We kept getting student. We kept getting college. We kept getting the family card, the sibling, right? We kept getting the chariot card, the chariot card, the chariot card. And I kept saying, it's something about a car, something about a car. Well, if that white Honda Elantra or white Hyundai was at his place, and that's how they found him and they tracked him. And remember the U.S. Marshals, right? The U.S. Marshals, remember we were like, oh my God, U.S. Marshals track over the state line and they're on a manhunt, right? And here we are. You guys, I think we did an amazing job. Co-conspiracy with the divine. You know, our energy is co-conspiring to produce what the story is. Hey, Kelly Mac. Oh, maybe. She says that's what I was going to say. Maybe knife, weapon on a farm, because that's what Lutz is saying too. Gina, not showing as live. I don't know, lovely. Trolls be gone. Jeannie's not. Oh, and that's the other thing. Somebody found out on Brian's social media. He's got the clown stuff. We were getting Bozo. We were getting Pennywise. So if we still get Pennywise and we still get Bozo, we'll know it wasn't him. But if we don't get that anymore, was he in on our chats? Laughing when I'm calling him out as remember we're doing Jeremy Reagan's and I'm like a law student. I'm like, this is a law student, somebody to do with law, even maybe a security guard. And I'm right on and I'm like, oh my God. Oh my gosh. And then the Moab murders, wait till we go back and find out all about that. That case is closed. Details are out. We're going to be doing a real deep dive with the reading that I did on that. And oh, that's going to send you into what moments? Because it did me. I've been watching Grizzly True Crime. And I'm totally with her, you know, very supportive. Right? Sylvia McKay says, oh my God, that clown stuff was so scary. I'm telling you, if we don't see him, I would expect him tonight. This would be a perfect night to dig in. Yeah, I was all digging in. I'm like 2 days ago, when you see my post, my thumbnails come up about the live, and I'm like, we're digging into the DNA. Oh my golly. I was all like, they've got DNA. Now the question is, has that killer been in the house before? Because if he's been in the house before, now we've got to somehow prove that his DNA, and didn't they arrest this dude? And he's all the way over there, right? I was like blown away. Gemma says, well, I miss that troll in chat. Stacy Keck, he was all over social media. And we kept getting that stalker card, that Page of Swords. And he was coming up as the King of Sword. And I kept saying law. And finally even said, is he part of like law enforcement or a security guard? I'm like, I don't know, you guys. And it turns out the dude allegedly is a security guard for some school. I'm like, get out of town. Like, the more I learned today, the more the readings made sense. But we need to back off of trying to name the killer. We need to just keep honing in on the killer's energy, because the entire time we were doing readings on everybody, we were getting the profile of the killer. In every single reading, we were getting the exact profile of the killer. So Spirit is guiding me to hone me and hone you into understanding how this universal language is created. I just did a DNA thing, right? That's how DNA strand is. So I think it enlightened me, because I was so, you guys, I was like a homeless person yesterday. I could not stay put. I didn't feel like I had a place to rest. These poor puppies are exhausted. They're sleeping because I walked all over my house. I'm not a pacer. I couldn't sit down. I couldn't work on anything. I was all over. My energy was sporadic. I was like, oh my gosh. And I couldn't quite put my finger on it. I was so agitated, and I was getting angry, like frustrated, angry. I wanted to punch a pillow over this case, because I was like, who is this? Right? Who is this? And I could not bring myself to go live. I just couldn't. I'm like, I just need to know from my own personal understanding who this is. And the divine delivered that gift to us. And that gift is that we will learn from this, and we will psychologically evaluate this person as a society to understand what more to be prepared for. Stay vigilant out there, right? We don't know, and neither do the police. They'll admit it too. We don't know everything. Could he have gotten responses on that whole thing where he was doing this school project allegedly that's asking for people to join the study? Sounds like a cult to me. A study of criminology, of why psychologically people are criminals. And he put it on like a site of criminals. How do we know he's alone? It's either more than one killer, or in my opinion, he tried to make it look like it was more than one killer. Was he filtering through that group of respondents to build his own profile and fulfill a destiny so that he could be his own lawyer, right? To work his own defense, to see if can get out of it in some way. Like, is this his mental a Rubik's Cube? Because I told y'all all through all the readings, he's not connected on the same reality. He is not. He is on a different level of weirdness. And also said he was very, very, very intelligent. And I kept saying very intelligent. He is the King of Swords. Good point. Lutz says, I think he's trying to make it look like more than one, and then it brings up reasonable doubt. That's an excellent point. Robin Owens says, it says he was born November 21st, 1994. He's a Scorpio. So we all know what that means. That's crazy. Because I was getting oh my gosh. Remember on the astrology, because you guys, if you're new to 1111 Tarot, you just have to jump in with both feet. We are a continuation of the last show, like Days of Our Lives here. We don't start off every program brand new and be like, here's a new way to do this. No, we just keep going from where we left off. But we welcome you humbly to our family. All you need to be is here to be a family member, okay? Mama D, do you think it's him or not? Yes, Joyful, I sure do. I absolutely do on this one. I feel solid as a brick. Everything got defined. That King of Swords, he's a law student. He's also a security guard, allegedly. That's my King of Swords dude I'm looking for, the King of Knives. I said air sign. Scorpios, like if I could get his time of birth, I'll bet you he has heavy, heavy, heavy air sign all up and down his chart. And Scorpios sting. When they go off, they go off. They're usually protecting family. So this could still be something that we are not aware of, right? Some sort of triangulation relationship where somehow somebody got begrudged, and this is a reaction, okay? 111 likes. I love you guys. I love that number. And then it went up real quick. Thank you, beautifuls. Thank you. Stacy Keck says, he was on drugs, in my opinion. Could be. Wise Angel, the chief, was so emotional. Seriously. And you know, he looks so much like Santa Claus until the prosecutor steps up. And then I'm like, now that is Santa Claus. Don't tell me that isn't Santa Claus. You know darn well, at every Christmas Eve, that man goes out into his garage and gets his sleigh ready. I'm just saying. That is the real Santa Claus. Tani says, Danny, I nearly emailed you today because I felt that every time I thought of you. Thank you for coming on tonight. Aw, thank you, beautiful, for being here with us. Mama D, do you think it's... Okay, I read that. Pamela Brown, Mama D, just ignore the trolls. The truth always wins. Yes, the truth shall set us free. Squeaky Wheel, good to see you back again, lovely. Says, I have to wonder if his parents maybe turned him in. They knew what he drove, where he lived, and that he left town right after the murders and drove 2,500 miles to their house. We'll find out. Mary Simon says, yes, indeed, I know well scorpions, for they can, and the word is can, be deadly. Oh, Nikki, you know you're never late here, my love. You're always on divine timing. Yeah, my self node is Scorpio. And here's how it works for me. And I do not speak for other Scorpios, but this is how it works for Mama D. You can do me wrong a lot. You can do wrong, do wrong, do wrong. And I'm like, excuse, 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 until I know you're aware that you did me wrong. Once I'm aware that you know you did me wrong and that you made the choice to do me wrong, gone. I don't care who you are. I'm done. That's it. You're out. Lock the door. The key is gone. No way back. I'm not going to tell you how many bridges I've been like, they're like, be careful. You don't want to burn this bridge. And I'm like, strike. And walk away. And I do it with dignity and class. But I do it with their knowledge that it's because I am not going to put up with that. I am not. And I don't have to. And neither do you. It's knowing your worth. It can be lonely. You can get called narcissist sometimes. Just because you don't want to put up with being the victim, they'll be like, you're a narcissist. But usually somebody that says you're a narcissist is the narcissist. Because they're a mirror of what of themselves. They'll project it on you. True. Messenger Design says his car may have trace evidence. Pray. Ooh, I can't wait for this reading. I want to know what's next. When we ask what's next, the divine has been delivering us exactly what is next. We were told we were going to hear something. We were going to see something. It was something like a witness. Boom, the bar footage came out with Maddie and Kaylee talking in the bar, Adam in the corner with the questionable guy over there that looked like Chief Fry that really is bar owner, whatever. And it looked like they're talking to Jack D. It is Jack D. Okay, whatever. And then we got this whole 5-day period, right? Of something tangible is coming out. Not like hearsay, but like real deal manifested on the 3D. Boom, arrest. It's amazing. Cynthia Caldwell says the killer followed the two girls on Instagram. That's that stalker card, right? So I want to go over a few of the things. We had penned him as a King of Swords, which is, like I said, very, 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 very intelligent, very analytical, very much no emotion, right? We had pegged him as a college, something to do with the college, something to do with the school. Well, he's a student, just graduated. We had pegged him as something to do with legal stuff. We even said, could he be that? I even said, could he be that ride-along cop guy? I said, could he be a security guard working somewhere? Well, allegedly, I've heard rumors that he works at a school. We kept getting the family card, the sibling card, which allegedly his sister lives across the way there from the home where they were murdered. We kept getting close by, very nearby. Again, sister's alleged home. We kept getting the chariot. Well, did the car lead them to him? Okay. Killer of two minds. Then he asks, are there other arrests? Now, the ones that we still have some questions on, which now we can check off the stalking one, because I was like, why are we seeing that they stalk him? We now know he was following two girls. We have rejection. So where is that? Where did he get rejected? Because that was coming out so strong. I'm telling you now, rejection something. Knowing the house. How does he know the house? Because that's for sure. According to my cards, he knew the house. Did he Google it? Did he do the tours like we were all doing? How did he know the house? Did he party at the house? That's a big deal because according to the cards, he knows the house. Obsessive. Obsessive. He was obsessed on getting away with this crime. And if not getting away with it, I think he's going to try to make himself famous in his defense. Mark my words, he's going to make this something that a movie can get made on. Farm is the biggest clue we had. Now, was he in a cabin or near a barn? And why are we getting the farm? Because when we ask where the knife is, we keep getting this farm, cabin, barn area. I did have something weird happen. I had a dream the other night, and I don't know who Lisa is. It's not necessarily one of you just because your name Lisa, but this is, I never get a name in my dream. Never. So the name Lisa came up. So apparently I was in this big auditorium, like a gymnasium of a school, and it was a fundraiser. And we were trying to, like, all these people I knew were selling these items to raise this fund for a good charity. I can't remember what, but it had something to do with the Idaho 4. And I was in the gym. Now, keep in mind, I'm in Wisconsin. I am nowhere near Idaho. But this is my dream. This is so bizarre. Okay? So, as somebody comes over to tell us how good we had done, we were so excited because we were giving this money away to this whatever this was. I go around the corner and we're cleaning up and we're gathering things because what doesn't sell, we were donating to charity and we had to put it all in a pile. And I walk up and I touch this lady and I say, Lisa, right? I'm like, Lisa. And she turns and I say, they found out he is homosexual. And she goes, well, now that makes sense. And I woke up. And I have nothing against homosexuality whatsoever. Whatsoever. Okay? I don't have an opinion either way. Everybody should mind their own business. But it was so weird because that was 2 nights ago and then they arrest this dude. So that's something I want to understand more. And then I had another dream. I dreamed I was outside of the property. I was really low on the ground and I was squatted with one knee down and one foot up. And I could see the house and I could kind of see in the sliding doors, the glass doors on the second level. I'm in the backside. And I was aware that I was, what do you call that? Astro traveling to this. So I was able to control things. But it was so dark because it was at night. And I was trying to figure out what I was doing with my hands, what he was doing with his hands. And I kept seeing this movement. I kept seeing this movement over and over. And then I got it. As he was squatted down, he had gloves on. And he literally went like that with the Velcro on both sides, tightened them, and then duct taped and ripped the duct tape and left it sit outside. He grabbed it on his way back. So he was wrapping. Because I'm like, what am I doing with my hands? You know, like at first I felt like I was that little goblet on the rings, the Lord of the Rings. I'm like, what, my pretty? I'm like, this is so creepy. Right? But then I realized I was doing something with my hands. Then I saw it and I was like, okay, so that'll be interesting to see if gloves and duct tape come up in the evidence in this, because that was very strange. And then the last thing was during this time off where I just would lay down, meditate, and try to fall asleep, things would come into play. Well, this was, I was doing my laundry and I switched over the load and I was struck with a vision. And I don't know what it means at this moment. But it's in Xana's room, and I saw the bed. And he's got a giant 1 painted on the wall in blood. That's all I know. It doesn't look necessarily intentional. I don't know if somebody was harmed and that is the blood pattern, but it's above the bed and it just freaked the hell out of me. Made me sick. And I had to pull back from the case for a few days. Like I had to just quit. And then this came out. So I don't know. It just blew my mind. Gemma says, Brian asked Ellie if he was the only one arrested. That's what I'm saying. It makes me curious. Messenger Design says, if I were his parents, I would be terrified to have him in my house after this. Maybe sis turned him in. Marie Simon says, we are here to support one another positively. Correct. Gypsy Rose says, wedding, you're never late here, sweetheart. That is so true. You are never late here. You are meant to be here whenever you get here. Debbie Johnson just wondering why. That's why I want to know, why does revenge keep coming up? Because we haven't totally disconnected the fact that it could be something related to a revenge thing. But the reading's going to tell me a lot more. Hello, Karma Libra. Welcome. And Gypsy Rose. Good to see you all. Meg Sun Rising. Good to see you. Marie, adult coloring. I always say don't break my trust because I will walk away. Yep. Danielle says, I'm a Taurus, 518. I am a Gemini, but I have Scorpio in my South Node. I got this. Says, hallelujah, praise God, and I say praise Spirit. Tracy Taylor says, I've never been around a Scorpio. I'm a Sagittarius. You know, there's so much to your 12 signs. You are not really, I am not a Gemini, okay? That is my sun sign, but that does not mean I am a Gemini. I actually will not understand my readings if I go listen to a Gemini reading whatsoever, because I am more Virgo energy, right? And more Capricorn in my moon sign. And the reason is because I'm in my very studious part of my life right now. And I'm very focused on my subconscious and my growth and learning what my past lives and my karma is that I need to clean up. And so I'm very focused on my moon energy, and my moon is Capricorn. And then I have Venus very strong in my chart. So just because your sun sign is something doesn't mean jack. Literally, now we know what that means when we say it doesn't mean jack. Like just because the profile fits doesn't mean jack. Now we know. Out of all the jacks, it wasn't any of them. Sylvia McKay says, Mama D, I've done that a few times in the last 10 to 15 years. I'm a Libra and give until you do me wrong. Exactly. Oh, Dunlop, I just love your hair, Danny. Oh, thank you. I bought a box today. I'm going to do it again because I'm getting some gray at the top here. And I don't want that. So I got it. It's called Light Auburn. But that would be my color if I had my youth back. And thank you, Dunlop, very much. Gemma says, Brian definitely wasn't alone in this tragic quadruple. Wait, it jumped like crazy. I lost it. Darn it. Wise Angel, Marie, I walked away from family. It took me 5 years to speak to the family member who caused the issue. Yes, I forgive him, but I will never forget. Hello, cowgirl. How are you? Stacy Keck says, I'm a Virgo sun, but 5 other signs in Libra. Well, then you probably are more Libran than anything else. I'm actually kind of feeling like I'm going to do over on 11 Moon, just random reads and throw them out there. Just random when I feel like it. No schedule. Fly by the seat of my pants. If God and Spirit decide to give me a message, I will download it and then I'll come out and share it because I don't like schedules. I have puppies. As I speak, I want to see where they are. Oh my God, you guys, they're so cute. Hold on. It's going to be very hard for you to see. But do you see them? Aren't they so cute? Okay, y'all, we got to get off here so we can do the reading on what's next. What's next? Mary Auntie, good to see you. Gatybug. Natural Healing. Nan's Life, good to see you. My Yoshi. My mind ran through this case and wondered if there were any updates. I said upsets. Updates. Happy there was an arrest. Me too. I totally agree. Michelle Tucker, no, it was Dolly's. Penny Loafer, I divorced a Scorpio. Sassy Pants says, Mama D, beautiful as always. Oh, thank you, love. Frog, at least you have hair. I'm bald, but I have a fabulous wigs in all colors. Hey, it don't matter, right? If this got shaved off today, I would put on one of your wigs and be just happy as can be. Because people got to love us for who we are, not what we look like, right? I found out when I didn't want to wear no makeup, everybody's like, you should have still come on. That was very sweet. Squeaky wheel, maybe this guy really is an incel. I haven't seen or heard any ex-girlfriends coming forward yet. I have seen a video of a girl that went to high school and some college with him. Just a friend. We'll find out. It's going to be interesting what we get in the next raid. I know, Wise Angel, you thought this was my natural color. I've shattered your pedestal. Good, because I am not here to be on a pedestal. And then you guys find out I have a fault and you're like, well, she just fell 10 levels. I just want to stay with you, right? I'm just here to be your friend. I'm here to talk to you about true crime as a mom. I am not a professional. I am always a work in progress, and I am always authentic, and I'm always real. I'm just real. I'm the real kid on the block. Are you serious, Sassafras? In the chat for the presser, someone called the cop Bozo. That's creepy. The boys are getting big. Oh my God. I got to show you this. Hold on. Look. They've been chewing, and I got tired of saying no. So I woke up super early this morning and I got them down for their walk and their run and all that. And then I put them to bed and I put them in their kennel and I went to town and I bought them that. Oh, it's got a hair on it. How gross. Yeah, it's disgusting. But they love this thing. And they already know what bone is. Like if they were naughty and chewing on something, I would just go pick them up and I'd say, play with your bone. And then set the bone down by them and walk away. So after about 3 times, they'd go to chew something. I just play with your bone, right? And they love this nasty thing. They love it. And I don't want to hear somebody be like, that's disgusting. No, it's disgusting to have your dog chew on your furniture. It's very disgusting. I got to wash my hands now. Are you guys ready? Oh, these are chewers. Are you guys ready for this? Yeah, I've learned what is Mama D's own version of Chinese with these dogs. So I run around the house, like if they get near any of our shoes, I'm like, no shoes, no shoes, no shoes. So I learned that they learn that real quick, and that works now for like if they try to pee on the floor. I'm like, no shoes, no shoes. And they stop, they freeze. They're like, what? What are we doing wrong? And then I can redirect them. So no shoes. means don't do that. All right, my lovelies. I love you so very much. I love you to the moon and back. I will see you again very shortly. Bye, loves. Thank you all for coming.